Yeah, so I'm Jenae Cummings, based out of the northeast corner of Arkansas. Lived in Arkansas about 16, 17 years now, and counting. It's a great place to live, originally from Arizona, so kind of some different climates. I'm the regional sales manager with BinMaster for about 6 months now. Grew up in the agriculture side of the business my whole life, with cows and show cattle, show pigs, etc. So kind of been embedded with the agriculture industry since before I was even born. So kind of a natural fit in terms of bin management or inventory management on the agriculture side, and kind of plays into also other industries as well, because ultimately that's what we're all doing, is trying to monitor inventories. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
I'm Mike Mossage. I'm a regional vice president of sales here at BinMaster. I work out of our corporate facility here in Lincoln, Nebraska. I live up the road about 45 minutes in Omaha. Been with the company for almost 22 years now, and 14 of those years have been in BinMaster. So I currently have responsibility for managing and supporting a number of the regional sales managers that we have here. And then I also have a direct region that I still manage in the northeastern United States. The region that I'm managing directly, there is pretty diverse group for customers, and it ranges from anything from agriculture. There's quite a bit more agriculture in Pennsylvania and New York, for example, than people might realize. There's a fair amount of plastics processing, some oil and gas, and then cement and aggregates, of course, a lot of concrete and ready-mix producers. Okay, unusual application. I think the most unusual one that I've ran across was someone that used one of our compact non-contact radar transmitters to monitor water in the basement of a facility that was prone to flooding.
Wow, that's a new one.
And they want to be alerted as soon as that happens, so they have to have an accurate device that will tell them that they have water filtering into their facility. So the BinCloud app is very useful for planning your production needs, planning deliveries, and then as well as planning customer deliveries. In a single login through BinCloud, you're able to see maybe not only the facility that you work at, but then others within the company. It really helps reduce redundancy in the supply chain, as also some of your suppliers or potentially your customers could be monitoring inventory as well. You can also set up alerts so that you have deliveries. We have to do that over again. You can also set up automated alerts in BinCloud so that you don't necessarily have to be in front of your tablet, PC, smartphone, what have you, to know that it's time to reorder material to meet customer demands or production requirements.
Yeah, I think the BinCloud offers a significant amount of benefit to the customer from exactly that. I mean, managing and utilizing your dollar to the absolute penny, really. Again, coming from the agriculture side of the business, we talk cents when it comes to animal production, etc., and feed and grains. And so with the BinCloud or any of our inventory management software systems, I mean, you can utilize and make sure that your transport cost is minimized, filling trucks, having full deliveries. If you have any retrievals, you can also do that as well. And so it goes even into, like I said, the transport side of the business and helping maximize your dollar. I mean, everybody wants to maximize their profitability, and so I think that's critical and something that this software system absolutely offers.
Yeah, the BinCloud is very user-friendly. It's very intuitive. We also offer an in-depth training of the site when it's first employed at your facility, and then to pick up on the benefits of it. Not only with BinCloud, but just with software and sensors in general. You're going to have that information real time at your fingertips when you need it. there's less chance of a safety incident, going up ladders or climbing stairs. So, those two things tied together are, a big part of what justifies the expense.
Yeah, I think, time is of the essence, right? I think everybody's time is extremely valuable, and we live in such a fast-paced society. And when you're talking livestock and animals and poultry, etc., you'd rather have your time spent caring for the animals significantly. And so rather than trying to put out fires and fix this or fix that because you don't have a supply of your feed or your grains or whatever that might be, you can utilize it from a simple phone. I mean, anybody's able to look at their phone or computer, whatever it might be, and be able to monitor their inventories and purchase and etc. And so they ultimately it's better for animal welfare as well. And then too, climbing those bins. Agriculture production is all across the U.S. Extreme climates, bad weather, severe weather. You really don't want your employees out there risking their lives. You want them to go home every day to their family as well. And so I think that's a critical aspect to what we offer is from a safety standpoint is not having them climb those bins. Ladders, I mean, you hear over and over OSHA, etc. That's one of the biggest risks is climbing and falls, and so that eliminates that. I mean, actually, in my previous role when I worked in live production, they'd have to climb bins constantly to monitor their feed levels. And I can remember, and truck drivers even, they go and they unload the feed and the rope is broke on the top of the silo to close the lid and it's pouring down rain. One, they either don't close it and then they have rotten feed and then it's a disaster for everybody, or they have to climb the bin. For instance, one truck driver got about halfway up and it was a rickety old ladder that was not maintained real well, fell, and it ended up, significantly injuring him. And thank goodness it wasn't a critical injury that lasted forever, but it sure costed the company money as well as, impacted his family. And so it's a risk, certainly, and not everybody likes heights, right? that is certainly a challenge, is getting people that want to climb, as well as the ownership of doing it. They may say that they're doing it, but who wants to climb 30 silos a day? I know I don't. What about you, Mike?
No, I don't like heights very much either. Actually, one of the first times that I was on the top of a really tall silo was at an ethanol plant. I think it was 150 feet tall, and there were stairs snaking up the side, and the weather wasn't great. And once I got up there, I noticed the clouds started swirling a little bit, and the temperature dropped about 20 degrees. Luckily, I think the storm just missed us, and we just felt a few raindrops, but my first experience on top of a tall silo wasn't good.
So stay off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a customer, a feed mill, customer in Arkansas, a large integrator, and they were having some challenges with the competitor's ultrasonic sensor. They were measuring and monitoring liquid fat, and so they had 5 tanks, not getting accurate readings. Obviously, that's a real issue, and so they wanted to find a solution that better fit them, and so easily our CNCR, or contact non-compact radar, no, I messed that up, damn it.
You can pick it up with compact radar.
The contact non-compact, I can't do this. The compact non-contact radar 230 was an excellent solution for them. So they got that up and going on 5 silos. Mike, you're not helping me out here. Damn, we're going to have to start that whole thing over.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll do that in just a second here.
Just remember, compact radar.
All I have to say is ultrasonic. I got the easy part. So the customer that Jenae mentioned, they had been using an ultrasonic sensor to manage their fat tank levels. I think it was more of a matter of a sensor that had been around for some time, was probably getting close to the end of its useful life, and they had issues with the sensor. They had to recalibrate it regularly to get it to read correctly. They really like the CNCR 230s, which we'll abbreviate because it's kind of hard to say. So that worked out really well. They like the display on the sensor, and they're going 4 to 20 monitoring through their PLC system at the plant.
Yeah, and it was an easy setup for them as well with the Bluetooth app. Very simplistic, and it's easy for people to use and get that set up. So that was an extra.
Sure as hell was. It kicked ass, let me tell you.
Woo!
Okay. So I had a wood pellet producer in the northeastern part of the United States. They had a steel bin, it was roughly 36 feet diameter by about 80 feet tall. They had been taking manual measurements, dropping a tape measure in a couple of locations on the silo. There was some moisture involved with the wood pellet, so it didn't flow particularly well. And they knew that just the 2 points that they were getting manually probably weren't really representative of how that material was piled up, how the wood chips were piled up in the bin. So they ended up going with our 3D level scanner, which is the acoustic technology, which is capable of mapping the material surface to provide a true volume and not just the measurement they were getting in 2 points. Another problem with that was you had the human error factor in it. The plant manager had mentioned that he could send 3 different people up and he'd probably get 3 different sets of measurements even though material hadn't moved. So they've been thrilled with the 3D level scanner, the volume that it's delivering, and also its reliable performance in a dusty environment.
So we had a large customer that's a pipe extruder, a plastic pipe extruder. They have a large facility. They used our smart bobs previously, our cable monitoring system. Actually, it had them in play for 15 years. So it was basically time to do some significant maintenance issues and whatnot, just from cable, etc. Overall year usage. And so obviously after 15 years, it's probably time to look and see if there's different technologies that are available or if this one was working for them. And so a good solution for them was the NCR 80 or NCR 86. And so that they, in addition to getting their measurements that they received from the smart bob, going to the NCR 80 and 86 or 86 would provide them continuous monitoring versus the single point level. Okay. The NCR 86 offered them continuous management, so they got 7 of their resin silos on board with us, as well as connected to our BinCloud. What else do I say? Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, they are talking to the 7 NCR 86 radars through our Resin View cloud-based app. So now they've got that real-time information, or pretty much real-time information at their fingertips 24/7, whether they're at the plant or not. Previously, the smart bobs were just reporting to our local software, so if they weren't on the local network, they didn't have access.
What's your best dad joke?
I'm not a dad, so that's kind of hard for me.
Whatever.
I'm terrible at telling jokes.
You know where I keep all my dad jokes?
Where?
In a database.
See, I
That's
can't.
pretty bad.
Yeah,
that's why the hell you wouldn't want them free?
I'm not a joke teller.
You got nothing?
No, I'm really somebody that likes to joke a little more in the moment. I kind of play off others, and sometimes their misfortune, quite frankly.
So this is the most misfortunate salesperson here.
Well, it's early on with Scott Archer, but yeah, he seems to have a lot of interesting commentary, and it just opens a lot of doors for you to respond.
And what's really wrong with Nathan Ruby? Nobody else knows.
Where do we begin? And I've only been here 6 months.
Well, according to him, nothing. But no, he's a tremendous asset. There's nobody that knows continuous level, point level material flow applications like he does, and we are beyond lucky to have him.
I would agree, just in my short time.